Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another production of Elk Grove Television, Channel 6. It's the game of the week. It's Hoffman Estates against the home team, the Elk Grove Grenadiers. Hoffman Estates, now both of these records are unofficial, by the way, according to maxpreps.com. But Hoffman Estates is 0-2, looking for their first win of the season. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe. Elk Grove 2-3, and Bob, according to Max Preps, they're 0-2, and they haven't even won a set yet.
Well, it's hard to say, it's beginning of the year early on, but I think what we're going to see ahead of us is going to be a game that's won by the team that makes fewer mistakes, not necessarily by the team that makes more highlight film plays. I think that's what's in front of us.
You know, when it comes to Hoffman Estates, you think it's getting in their head a little bit? They're 0-2 record-wise, and they're 0-4 in terms of all four of their sets.
Yeah, I don't think anything's in their head yet. But watching them at warm-ups, they look like they've got some pretty good athletes. So it's going to be interesting to see if they don't have as much talent as Elk Grove, where that talent difference is. You know, in the back row, is it passing? Is it sets don't get to the right places? Is it a new head coach in the scheme? But right now, it's just early in the season, so the teams are going to improve as the season wears on as well.
And I'm glad that you brought up the new head coach. It's a new one, obviously, that we said for Hoffman Estates, Delana Heracles.
Yeah, we don't know much about her as far as, did she coach club before, high school before, but there was a girl standing next to us earlier on that said this was her previous coach for a previous team. So she's got coaching experience for sure.
We do have an article from the Daily Herald. For both teams, and for Hoffman Estates, they're going to be led on the court by senior outside hitters Eric Gonzalez and Colin Grohall, senior libero Samuel Ham, and sophomore setter Danny Filipov.
I love that libero name, Sam Ham. But I was just enamored with Colin Grohall in warm-ups. I called him smooth, right? Sounds kind of strange, right? But this guy is a good player. If he can get good sets, he could my guess he could probably take over a game. It's going to be interesting to see how well Hoffman Estates utilizes him, or if he is indeed their star.
And like we said, Hoffman Estates led by Heracles. She's an English teacher, and she's been the assistant coach for the sophomore girls team since 2018, and then she got the promotion to be the head coach of the boys team, the varsity level. And here we go. Hoffman Estates in the white and orange, the blue shorts. The Grenadiers, of course, in their home green, white, and yellow. And leading the way for Hoffman Estates to be their setter, Filipov. And it's setted well. Spike! And a kill early on for the Grenadiers, leading the attack. Bartek Sarat.
Yeah, they called him Sarat in the when we talked to some of the players earlier before the game. That was a great start, perfect pass, hammered down the middle on a quick set. That's what Elk Grove looked like in warm-ups. They had a lot of hitters, not just one hitter, and they were hammering it from all over the place.
Both teams have size, but the Grenadiers have a little bit more size, led by Sarat at 6'5". Bad dig.
Yeah, see, that's where I think Elk Grove might be better. Defensive passing. That ball might have been going out of bounds, too. The libero who's in the back row reached up and tried to use his hands. You need to back up and pass.
Fundamentally, was the footwork bad on that dig by the libero from Hoffman Estates?
Yeah, the service reception, he was up too far and moved forward. He needed to move back quickly. That's how you can tell if a libero is good, but how well they move back. Like here, he's got to move back again. Instead, he reached up with his hands and not a great pass. So it's going to be a kind of a lazy down ball. Should be able to convert if you're Elk Grove.
Ball straight up to the front row. Great job on the kill. What's the old saying? Hit them where they ain't, and there ain't was anybody there.
Yeah, location, location, location. Perfect shot into the far corner, right at us.
3-0, big-time start for the Grenadiers. Miles Worth will get the next serve.
Well, and I would keep serving at that libero right now. He's got an orange target on his back.
Literally and figuratively.
Mm-hmm.
Bump, good bump, and that was their third hit. No choice but to bump it over the net. Back to the Grenadiers' end. Little tap over the net.
Yeah, should have been a higher set. But they still got the point anyway on the overpass. So Hoffman Estates' defense is a little bit suspect here.
Yeah, Ham is struggling a little bit, but this has been a team effort or lack thereof on the defensive end by Hoffman Estates. We still got a long way to go. It's just 4-0. If you get a point here, you just limit the damage and all's well. You can hear a pin drop right now, how quiet it is at the court. Patel.
And there's another miss by Sam Ham.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if I'm the coach, I'm looking around for a different libero. Did I say that this early? He's 3 out of 4 of their points have been off of Sam Ham's hands.
They do not have a backup libero listed on the roster, so people that don't know the game of volleyball, Bob, do you move an outside hitter into the libero spot? Who would you put in the backup libero spot?
I'd be looking at the bench. There's 4 out of 5. They got to move him out. They just need to move him out. That's a shame. This was his chance to shine, and he unfortunately has had a bad start. Now, on the flip side, Miles Worth on the other side, serving for Elk Grove, is doing a masterful job here. 6 straight points. Well, 5 straight.
Straight up.
Another shank, but at least this one's going to go over the net.
Set straight over. Grenadiers have it. The Elk Grove libero sets it up for the front row. Great block. No double hit. Will play on. Played by Ham. It goes straight up to the front row. Second hit. Now the third one. Blocked again. That time by Trakosevic. And now to the back row. No look bump. Now to the front row. Setting it up to Trakosevic. Straight up. And then set over the net. Back over to the Grenadiers end. No look pass. Ham can't get it.
So Elk Grove went with a couple of middle attacks from Sarah again, and then finally won the point on the left-handed attack from Kwasny. And Hoffman's in trouble. It's a good lineup over there for Elk Grove. Hoffman Estates is struggling both in serve receive and defending everything that comes across the net. All they're doing is free balling it back or giving down balls to Elk Grove. They did get a block in the middle on one, but it was well covered by Elk Grove. So 7-0.
There is a height advantage between the liberos. Elk Grove, they got a 5'9" libero, and Key Mullen and Ham just 5'4". I don't know how that would really impact the game, but it is a 5-inch, differential in height between both liberos.
Yeah, height doesn't matter, but Sam Ham has given up a lot of points so far. I would hope that Elk Grove has, I meant Hoffman Estates has somebody else that can play that position a little bit better. I mean, it's going to be a long game. I have to admit, when I'm coaching, you serve once at the libero to find out if they can pass or not, because if they can't, they're in the back row the whole entire game. At least if you're finding a weakness with a different player, they are in the front row half the time, in the back row half the time, maybe not always in serve receive. But this is a big, giant target on number 8, Sam Ham.
Let's see how Ham adjusts after the timeout called by Hoffman Estates and their new head coach, Heracles.
Miles Worth with, 6 in a row now? Oh, and he finally, it was going out, but it was played. Big mistake. Magsino hit the ball. Again, he's in the back row reaching over his head for a ball that was clearly going out of bounds. So Miles Worth got a break.
And that's surprising, partner. He's their best digger, according to MaxPreps.com, and that's one you just got to let go and see if it goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
Now 8-0 for the Grenadiers. Very surprising start. Good dig that time by Ham. Goes straight up, but going to be hard to spike it over. Taps it over and somehow gets a kill.
It's just like you said earlier, hit it where they ain't, right? So it was right in front of the defender, and I think the defender was the other libero, the one that you said was taller, Key Mullen. Probably should have been a dig.
Yeah, maybe Key Mullen wasn't quite ready for it. It wasn't really a hard-moving spike. More of a tap than a spike, but it's a kill nonetheless.
Yeah, should have got brought up. Well, let's see if Hoffman Estates now in a different rotation can get some points.
Here's what they want, right to the front row. Great dig, great answer. Let's see how the Grenadiers get over the net.
Oh, there's the boo-boos we were talking about. Jay Patel just chucked it in the middle of the net. Can't do that, Jay. Hit it over.
Looked like he mistimed his jump, and by the time he was going to spike it, he was already on the way down, and he found the net with the spike.
He was just testing the net.
8-2 the score. Straight out to the front row. Good pass, left-handed spike. Really not much that the defender could do that time by the Hoffman Estates Hawks, and just tried to dig it out and didn't have much to do with it.
That was Kwasny. He's already 6'4". He's got a really good vertical jump, but it looks like his whole body is above the net when he goes to swing at the ball. He's going to be hard to dig.
Now Elk Grove on the serve. Tap straight up. Good pass to the front row. Blocked. Over the net. Point to the Hawks, and now they're starting to answer.
Yeah, that was Grohal's first kill.
Yeah, Silent C, according to his teammates. Not great size, but decent. 6 foot even, 175 pounds.
Yeah, he's a really good player. Well, they got, they're down 7 now still.
Good serve. Now out to the libero and Key Mullen. Tapped over the net. Good block. Still alive on the Grenadiers' end. They send it over to the front row. Little set over the net. Now it's set up for the Hawks. Ball still live. And what's the call, Bob?
Somebody was in the net. Number 3, it looks like he's saying. I don't see a number 3 out there. Maybe it was 2 fingers and it was number 20.
If there was a 3, it would be Dev Patel.
Yeah, I think it was number 20. I think maybe I just can't count fingers.
Sarah is 20.
But the far side, Elk Grove was in the net.
It was 8-0. Now it's 9-4.
Kwasny just hit that. Unfortunately, mistimed that. Swung at the wrong time, and the ball went crooked into the antenna. So that's what we're talking about, mistakes. Now, it's getting closer here at 9-5.
what adjustments has Ham made since the timeout?
He hasn't been served to yet. Oh, that's too low. And then Sarrett hits it into the net. Yeah, so the adjustment is Hoffman State's been fortunate that they haven't served Sam Ham anymore.
9-6 score. If it gets to 9-9, Elk Grove's probably forced to call a timeout.
Oh, Sam Ham just made another mistake. We don't need to ride you, Sam, but serve in.
10-6 the score now. Now taking the serve for the Grenadiers. It'll be Sarrett. 6'5". There's a lot of tall guys out on the court today. That might have been a push, but no call.
Yeah, and they weren't going to call it because you pushed it in front of his shoulders. You can do anything you want with it if you keep it in front of your shoulders, but he pushed that into the bottom of the net. Not sure how he decided to do that.
So regardless, it was a point for the Grenadiers.
Right. I think he probably should have just swung at it and hit it over the net.
Grenadiers have it, up by 5. Gets it straight up, good dig. Now set up to the middle row. And played by the Grenadiers. Bump straight up, setting it up to the front row. Left-handed swing, and retrieved by the Hawks. Now back to the front row. Didn't have his feet set, and all he could do was tap it over the net. That time by Grohall. And it's going to be a point for the Grenadiers. It's now 12-6.
Yeah, you'd call that blocking error on Hoffman. They were off the net a little bit, and the ball kind of snuck in between the arms and the net. So 12-6 lead now.
Sarrett will take it. And we're seeing nobody in the back row. 3 front, 3 in the middle. Now Hoffman Estates have it on defense. They get it over. And the Grenadiers will answer. And the Hawks get a point. What's the call here?
Another net. Looks like 8 or 9 fingers. So let's see who's got 8 or 9 fingers on their jersey that was in the net. Can't tell the numbers when the ref put his hands up, but in the net.
There's no 9, so it's got to be Key Mullen, the libero, number 8.
Well, he wouldn't have been in the net. He's back row.
There's Brian Roble. He's 19.
That could have been it.
Yeah, that was not a good serve from the get-go. Off foot, and he was planting that foot towards the right. Just like baseball, wherever you plant that foot, that's where the serve's going to go.
And that's 2 in a row for Hoffman. I mean, they were kind of closing the gap here, but then they missed a couple serves in the row. That's the mistakes you don't want to make. Yeah. Serve those in. You never know. You might get 7 in a row.
Got to at least get it over the net. That's
right.
A real good one.
Perfect.
By Ham.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe he needed some warming up. Left-handed swing.
Both liberos kind of struggling now. That one by Key Mullen he probably should have had. Meanwhile, it's a kill for the Hawks.
Yeah, you feel like if it's hit at you, you ought to be able to get it.
I mean, that's really the libero's job, right? Digs, and more digs.
Yeah, that's why they get paid the big bucks back there in the back row.
The only player that wears the opposite color jersey of their teammates. It's a fun sport, volleyball. You should definitely get involved with it. You got a kid that's under the age of 10, get him involved. It's a great sport. Good serve out to the front row.
Boom.
Look at that. Well played by Ham, though, and his teammates just kind of hung him out to dry.
Yeah, Jason Lewis, again, another quick set out of the middle. Very well executed. So Elk Grove, they've proven to have a middle attack, a right side attack. We haven't seen much necessarily from the left side, but if you can run the middle and the right, that's a great start. That also means you're passing well enough to run all that.
And now can Elk Grove finish? We've seen Elk Grove in the past. They get to these big leads and they can't finish. I think this night might be one of a different time for the Grenadiers.
We've seen this before where Elk Grove has been ahead but not kept the lead.
We've seen, I mean, like a quick 4-0 lead, not like 14-0.
Okay.
But tonight they were up 8-0. Now it's 15-8. Set up to the front row. In previous seasons, I mean. This is our first volleyball broadcast of the season. And it's going to be a point for the Hoffman Estates Hawks. Taking the serve now.
Elk Grove just couldn't tap it across the net, that's all.
6-foot even middle hitter and outside hitter Jacob Roberts, 6-foot even, 175 pounds.
With a nice jump serve and a point against the other libero.
Yeah, Key Mullen's got to have that one. And he told his teammates, look, it's on me, guys. It's on me.
Well, my guess is he'll dial in a little bit. This is an unusual top spin serve, and so I think once Key Mullen sees it once or twice, he'll be all right with it. Oh, another missed serve for Hoffman. That's what, 3 missed serves?
Doesn't matter where your hand goes. If your feet is pointing to the right, that's where the ball's going to go.
So Key Mullen with the serve. Now let's see if he serves his libero opposite. Nope.
Straight up now to the front row. Hawks have it. And blocked well by the Grenadiers. That time it's Serrett.
Yeah, Gonzalez hammered it into the double block, and it was a perfectly formed double block from Elk Grove. It's just a solid wall in front of him. It was a good swing, but you have to hit it a little bit higher off the block or off the side of it.
Trakosovek. He's got a lot of size, but he's a big boy. He's 263 pounds, and conditioning might be a factor tonight. Straight up, it's still on the Hawks' end. Now played at the front row, left-handed hit.
Elk Grove has some solid blocking today.
They are answering the Hawks well tonight. Is it in?
No.
They missed. Point. Grenadiers.
Another error. Just have to aim that hit in. You're not really getting the point from the back row with number 1, but it's Magsino, right? But got to hit it in.
Still have some time to come back. If you can get it to 18-15, things could get interesting.
Nice
Good
hit down the line.
Kill.
Yep, Gonzalez. They got to stop serving. Elk Grove needs to stop serving Magsino and go back to serving Sam Ham, but they had an 8-point lead. Now it's a 7-point lead, so I guess there's no real urgency to go back to what got them there.
Now taking the serve for the Hoffman Estates Hawks will be Filipov. Filipov. Partially blocked by the Hawks. Now to the front row. Set right up. Didn't get much on the spike, and now over to the Grenadiers' end. Tapped over, and that time dug well by Magsino.
Yeah, nice
out to the front row, and tapped over, played by the Grenadiers. Straight up pass. Is it in? It's not.
So.
Just missed.
Right.
Ooh, that's a tough call.
Geraci just barely hit it long.
Good job by the Hawks letting that go out of bounds.
Yeah, and there's no line judges, so the up judge and the down judge have to make the call. Sometimes they look at players and their actions if they don't see the ball land, which probably isn't the right thing to do, but it was the right call. It was out.
Filipov with the serve to the front row, tapped over, trying to dig it out. Nothing Ham could do about that one.
Well, at Harper College, where I coach, we tell the libero, go to that 10-foot line and those middle hits because they're double blocking the middle. And with the middle hitter sees the double block, just like football, read the quarterback. If you don't see the libero there, that's where you tap it. Classic tap kill to zone 4.
I mean, this is just excellent execution right now by the Grenadiers. The Hawks have made some errors, but the Grenadiers have mostly been perfect on offense.
Yeah, here they are in the original rotation again. This time Sam Ham passes it. Great pass. That's how you're supposed to do it. Good job, Sam Ham.
Yep. That's libero's job. Dig it out, set it up to your teammates. You want to have spikes. You only want to do bumps over the net when you're absolutely desperate.
Now imagine where this game could be if you did that like on the very first play of the game and they didn't get that 7-point lead in this rotation. We'd be tied. That's how close volleyball can be sometimes. One play.
Dan Winhole said before the season this is a Grenadiers team that's on the upswing of this program. And it definitely shows tonight. They're on the up and up. They got 3 returning starters.
Another slam from Kwasny through the 2 blockers. Almost a great dig in the back row by Eric Gonzalez.
Yes, they'll switch the rotations. Taking the ball for the Grenadiers will be McCory. And McCory on his right. Little awkward looking serve, and out of the front row of the Hawks. Dug out well that time by Patel, and now over to the Grenadiers' end. Hawks cannot dig it out. Another point for Elk Grove, and unless something crazy happens, they're going to win the opening set.
Yeah, Miles Worth, the setter over on Elk Grove, has made some real nice defensive plays cross court and behind on the right side. He's a setter, and he plays back right on defense, right? And the hits, especially from the right side from Hoffman Estates, to go toward him, he's dug every one. He's done a nice job, but he doesn't really care if he gets the assist or the dig. He just wants to win. There's so many setters who are like, my job to set, somebody else dig it, and then they get out of the way and the ball lands. But so Miles Worth has done a good job picking up those cross-court hits.
I thought this was interesting. The new head coach for Hoffman Estates, Delana Heraklis, says that this is a rebuilding year for the program, but when you look at the roster, according to MaxPreps.com, only 1 junior, 2 sophomores, everybody's seniors. So how can you be rebuilding when you've got a team full of seniors?
Oh, I think you caught her in well, maybe they have a lot of good JV players, right?
For sure.
Yeah, you're right. How can you be a rebuilding year when 9 of your 11 players are seniors?
It seems like the Cubs are always rebuilding, whether they got 15-year veterans or...
We have to put her on the Cubs PR staff?
Yeah, for sure. Up to the front row.
Another good hit from Grow Hall, who put it down the line, nicked to the outside blocker. Kwasny's arm went out of bounds, so that's what you want to do. You want to tool the hitter. That was nicely done. Another kill for Grohol. That set was off the net. Boy, he's deadly when the sets are good, and he's half deadly when the sets aren't half good. So good job.
Very good serve by Ham. Bump straight up, now to the front row. A lot on that pass. And the physics of it forced him out of bounds.
Yeah, you can't go around giving free balls away in men's
volleyball. Look at that by Ham.
Yeah.
Tough dig, he got it out, and now bad play.
Yeah, Grohol chucked it in the net. The middle was in his way and just couldn't adjust. Yep, Sam Ham had to dig there.
He set it up, and just Grohol couldn't finish. (22-14). Elk Grove in control right now.
Sarah at 6'5", nice serve.
Full head of steam. Look at that dig from the back row, and the Grenadiers looking to answer, but that's their third hit, and they have to get it over the net. Ham setting it up to the front. Blocked partially, but a kill nonetheless for Grohol, and now the Hawks starting to heat up.
Well, you know, without that 7-point lead at the beginning of the game, it would be tied. You know, Grohol, we're starting to see can play well when the sets are good. He tooled the block yet again. He's aiming down the line, not cross, keeping away from the libero. Most of the points for outside hitters are down the line. He's getting a few off the blocker.
Logan Garcia, the rotations.
Too easy of a serve. Yeah. Jason Lewis made him pay with a nice middle hit. So you got to serve a little tougher here.
23-15, and
that's the balancing act. You serve it real tough, you risk missing the serve. You serve it too easy, well, the other team can put it down your throat.
Just a really erratic serve, and luckily it stayed in bounds for the Grenadiers.
Yeah, Grohol made a nice pass, but another free ball. See what they do now this time.
Set up to the front.
Oh,
no one there, and that's going to be the fourth hit.
Yeah, that was meant to be a 31 to the middle. Just the set was a little too high, a little too outside for Lewis to handle. I like the play, though. Free ball, run a 31. Get away from the middle blocker.
Grohol will take it on his right hand, tapped over the net, and almost an ace, and somehow got over from the Grenadiers, luckily. Look
Boom.
at that spike. Bam! Bangs it home for the kill. That time it's with Hoffman Estates' Eric Gonzalez, who we talked to his mom before the match started. And that is a kid that he might be playing some college volleyball next season.
Yeah, he's a senior now. Pretty good outside.
Block attempt by the Hawks goes for naught. Point Grenadiers, and now it's game point.
Well, and here's what you look at as a coach, right? It's 7 points now, and it was a 7-point lead at the beginning of the game. So you've played even with them since. So you figure in game 2, if you continue to play even with them, you can win game 2 25-23 and then go on to a game 3. Oh, no, you missed a serve.
Well, when you're up by 7 and it's 24-17, why not?
Yeah, Roble just misconnected on that entirely. But there we go. So now it's a 6-point game. Could even be closer. And after that 7-point lead out, Hoffman has actually outscored Elk Grove.
Over the net, played up by the front. Got to their front row. That time in Lewis, and now back over the front row. Swing and a hit for the Hawks. That time it's Samad Syed, the senior opposite hitter.
Yeah, lefty also. Nice hit again, tooled the block. It's real hard to dig a ball after it's hit the block and gets deflected.
Volleyball's a game of momentum. If you can get it to the 20s, even if you lose, that would help going into set number 2.
Well, it'll give Hoffman great confidence. Just don't get a 7-point lead and we got this. Oh, that won't work.
No, he had it, and then he mistimed his jump, and by the time he came down, the ball was at the net, and that's where it landed on the spike.
Yeah, he was in the air aiming one way, saw the block in front of him, so he thought he had enough hang time to turn his shoulders and hit it back at the setter, and the ball dropped too far, and unfortunately couldn't hit it over. But okay, so the final score was 25-19. They lost only by 6, despite being behind by 7 at the beginning of the game. So game 2 looks to be very, very evenly matched. So Hoffman just needed some time to warm up. Sam Ham shook off the rust. I think Elk Grove needs to go back to serving at him. It looks also like Dylan Exino put on a libero jersey, so it looks like Hoffman is going to make that change.
When you look at the stats this season for Hoffman Estates, Maxino leading the team in digs, Grohol 2.5 kills per set. These are all unofficial, by the way, on maxpreps.com. Grohol hitting percentage 333. We just didn't talk a lot about Grohol. I mean, it seemed like they were trying to force feed the ball to Trakosevic, and
Oh, I don't know. Grokel and Gonzalez both had a lot of attack attempts, I think. I mean, as many attack attempts as they can have for all the passes that didn't go into the right spots. So you can tell Grohal's pretty good. Gonzalez is pretty good. So if Hoffman gets some passes and they keep going outside with the ball, they can make this interesting. Elk Grove, we've seen some just an absolutely deadly and excellent middle attack, which means their passing is spot on. So it's kind of like the middle attack from Elk Grove, middle and right attack from Elk Grove against the outside attack from Hoffman. But I think the bigger picture here is, can both teams pass? And Hoffman so far has lost the passing derby in game one.
Well, we still got a long way to go. Second set, and it was a 25-19 lead for Elk Grove. They won that first set. They were up 8-0, and really just too tough for Hoffman Estates to come back from an 8-0 deficit.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 7-0. You're right, it was 8-0. So it was an 8-point deficit. So they closed that 8-point deficit to a 6-point deficit.
Yeah.
So that means they were positive 2 for the rest of the game, and that would be the confidence that Hoffman needs. Just don't give up a touchdown at the beginning of the game, and you got this.
Touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, right. And Gonzalez and Grohal have both been very, very effective. And then, it was encouraging to see Saeed get a kill on the right side with his left hand off the block. So you got 2 attackers on the left and an attacker on the right. So Hoffman has to feel, at least even in that loss, pretty good about it.
We'll see what adjustments Coach Harlakis in her first year does. She's a former club national coach and a club regional coach. As a player, she helped lead her Colorado high school team to the state tournament, and she was part of the Miami University women's club team, taking 5th place in the 2015 NCVV tournament and serving as captain during the 2015-2016 season. Also played club volleyball as a high school student, twice serving as captain, once being named as a top 15 player in the state of Colorado, and placing at the ASICS Northeast qualifier and AAU Junior Nationals back in 2012.
Well, and I like the adjustment she made. I mean, she certainly knows how to adjust. Put in a different libero here. She knew exactly where her team struggled, changed liberos, and hopefully that's not a season-ending libero problem for Sam Ham, but Maxino did pretty well.
Gonzalez, that's an adjustment.
Yeah, Gonzalez down the line. Now the set was a little bit off the net, and he still handled it and still had enough topspin to just barely graze the back line there. Nice play by Gonzalez. So if Hoffman can keep that up, Elk Grove's going to have to adjust something else, like their defense on the block. Maybe take the line away on Gonzalez. Both Hoffman hitters have been hitting lines.
Second serve of the set, and it's played by Grenadiers. Look at that spike.
Sarrett, that's that middle attack. It's deadly on Elk Grove's side. Sarrett and Lewis, both very good middle hitters. And the good thing about them, Sarrett's 6'5" and a junior, Lewis 6'2" and a sophomore. They're going to be around.
So Harris Trakas-Sovek is on the bench. Once again, 6'4", 263-pound volleyball player.
That weighs more than me.
That's a big guy out there on the court.
Good block again, Elk Grove with their big middles.
Played at the middle row to the front, tapped over on the left, and then played by the Hawks.
Oh my goodness! Unfortunately, that's still in Maxino's ball. He's the libero back left. When somebody digs it, like the setter, for example, he has to make that second bump set to somebody, and he didn't make the play. Yeah, I think this coach will probably work on that in practice. They'll figure that out.
Once again, the Hawks are 0-2 coming in. They have not won a set yet. They're 0 for 5.
Boom.
Was it inbounds? It was.
Yeah, it's Gonzalez again.
Nope,
this time on the right side. Oh, it was out?
Yeah.
Oh, it looked good. We're only 150 feet away from it. The play looked good. We didn't see where the ball bounced.
He won the kill in spirit.
Yes, that's for sure. It was a nice play. Run it again.
Look at that set. Serve.
Yeah.
Excellent. Just barely got over the net. And then played well by the Hawks. Now to the Grenadiers' end. No look set. Kill attempt blocked. Getting in front of it and getting a piece of it, Eric Gonzalez.
You know, Kwasny is a 6'4" senior. My guess would be he should be able to play college volleyball someplace next year if he wants to. Not sure where he's going or what he's planning, but he's got some physical skills and gifted with height.
For sure, and now it'll be played by the Hawks. Going to be played by Gonzalez.
Oh,
bad serve.
Those are the mistakes you don't need, right?
Unforced errors kill you.
Now it's Grohal's time in the front row to shine with Gonzalez in the back.
Let's see if the Grenadiers can get the sweep. They're up 4-2.
Sarrett with the ace.
excellent ace. That's all on the server, nothing on the libero.
Well, libero's got to be able to handle that, but it was double hit off the libero, went straight into the net. Nobody else could play it. It's an ace.
Yeah.
Sarah's got a good serve,
It was
though.
a good serve, just hits the top of the net. Hard for the libero to see where that ball's going.
Good pass there.
Blocked partially now to the Grenadiers' end. Serve, spike, blocked, point, Grenadiers.
Roble with the kill on that. Again, tooling the block. Nicely done. The setter got the ball up by the antenna, makes it easy line shot. The blocker's kind of just in the way. Almost helps the hitter by being in the way. Tip it out, or you hit it hard off the block, you get an easy point, 6-2. Another good pass.
Dug by Maxino. And now played by the Hawks back on their end. Full head of steam spike, but it's dug out well by the Grenadiers, and now it's going to have to be set over the net, and it does not get over. Even if it got over, it would have been an easy kill for the Hawks.
It looked like Roble thought he was trying to set his own player like it didn't count. I can't speak for that, but he definitely needed to set over the net, and he didn't. In the meantime, though, what we did see is Kwasny moved his block over. It took a little bit of the line away on the Hoffman hitters. Uh-oh.
And now, did he touch the net before the ball hit the net?
I don't think he touched the net. So Brian hit it again into the net.
Is it hard being a 260-pound volleyball player getting up and down the court?
Getting up and down the court? No. I think eventually, though, it would wear on you jumping. Your knees, yikes.
He's got the knee brace, 6'4", sorry, for Trekasevic, and he was coming off the bench. But man, with all that size, it's going to be a little bit intimidating for the Grenadiers, but we haven't seen a lot out of Trekasevic today. Tapped over the net.
Dug.
Grenadiers have it on the front row. Good block. Somehow got through. That's on the Hawks. That's got to be blocked.
Yeah, Jason Lewis, again, the middle. It's just very, very good middle, strong middle. Hit it hard, and it went through the hands, right through the hands of the middle blocker. Yeah, should have been stopped. The hands on the block have to be closer together and a little bit stronger. Here, we're going to get to play this one.
It's a 9-4 lead now for the Grenadiers. And I'm not going to say it's unraveling right now for the Hawks, but they really got to answer right here, right now.
Well, Elk Grove is getting a lot of down balls and free balls sent to them, and they're able to clean up in the middle with a really strong middle attack.
Tapped over, and
Trekasevic
point for the Hawks.
Blocked,
No, point for the Grenadiers.
Yeah, Trekasevic was blocked. Grohal was there, but Trekasevic took it and hit it right into the block.
Grohal, their most efficient player, and out of bounds, point for the Hawks. Coming into this game, 55.6 kill percentage, hit percentage of .333. Just 2 errors on the season. 10-5 scores, rotations on the floor.
So the first time we've seen Logan Garcia?
No, second time. To the front row. Spike. Did anybody touch it? No. Point Hawks. I don't think anybody wanted to touch it. There was a lot of topspin on that ball.
I liked it, though. It was a good swing. That's Roble.
Yep.
Just barely out.
10-6 lead for the Grenadiers. Look at that dig. I don't know how he got a piece of that. Now to the front row. Played that time well by Maxino. Now to the front row again of the Grenadiers. Did not get over the net. Even if it had, it would have been blocked and then placed at the Grenadiers' end on the floor, and a point for the Hawks nonetheless.
Yeah, another hitting error for Grobel. I do like that Patel, the setter, likes to run the middle a lot. Whoop, that was
just barely got a piece of it. Dug out and got it over the net. What a save. Sent over. Good dig that time by Patel. Now to the back row from the libero. Excellent kill.
However.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, Syed followed through by making a great block with terrific hang time, but unfortunately he dunked the ball and hit the net.
Man, oh man, that is a killer for the Hawks. It goes from 10-8 to 11-7. That helps.
Yeah, Roble, another serving error here. So Roble's trying to let Hoffman back in the game.
This is a tough sport. It's hard to be great at everything. Serving, blocking, digging, killing.
That's what's cool about it, right? You have to be a versatile player. No, not into the net.
You can't do that. Anything but that from the Hawks. You could have avoided.
Roble hits one to the net, then Grohal hits one into the net.
Is there one player in the history of volleyball that you can think of that was great at every aspect of the game?
You mean besides Karch Karai?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably the best player that ever played. He was fun to watch in the Olympics. Him and Svertlik had the two-person serve receive all the way around the net in the Olympics. Fantastic player. Then went on to become one of the best beach players ever was. Eric Gonzalez, another kill.
Talk about good volleyball players.
Yeah, he would be your Michael Jordan of volleyball. And there have been other volleyball players good, similar to after Jordan. There's LeBron.
The real GOAT. Set over the net, and that's going to be a point for the Hawks. Here we go, 12-10. It ain't over till it's over.
So Geraci again, just a little bit deep on that. He's got to keep the ball in front of him when he hits it. 12-10.
Maxino will take the serve.
Yeah, he stepped in well at libero.
Ooh, that was close to going out of bounds. And it's going to be played by the Grenadiers briefly and then blocked that time by the Hawks. Leading the way is Syed again.
Yeah, Patel got stuffed by that big Hoffman Estates block on the right. So that lefty, Syed's a pretty big guy. Let's see. What does it say he is? Doesn't have a height next to his name. Oop, that's too low, and Sarrett hits it into the net. 12-12. Just like we kind of projected right after that 8-point lead that turned into a 6-point win. Game 2 is, ever since that point, both teams have been real even. 12-12 tie in Game 2.
I mean, you got to be thinking about what the Hawks are thinking about right now. They have not won a set all season long. They're on the road. It's not a big commute from Hoffman Estates to Elk Grove, but, man, if you're going to lose tonight, at least have it go 3, and I think that's their thought process. Obviously, they're thinking about winning, but you got to at least win one set. You can't go your first 3 games without winning a single one.
Well, you play it point by point, and she made the right adjustment. Now you got to play it out and see what happens. I mean, they can't say they're doing badly here. They're 12-12.
Any adjustments that the Grenadiers need to make to get this sweep?
Well, I would have said they got to serve that libero again, but now with Maxino going in, they've closed that loop. I do think Elk Grove need to take the line away from the outsides for Hoffman. Hoffman is doing very well getting kills on the outside from both Grohal and Gonzalez by hitting down the line. So especially Kwasny and the other setter on the right side need to take the line away. So that would be the adjustment I'd make if I'm Elk Grove.
Good serve and played by the Grenadiers. Looking to get the lead back. Blocked.
That time Geraci again tooled the block. Nice hit. Looked like it was going to be in, but hit it off the Hoffman block for the point in the lead. Sometimes those hits are just kind of lucky, whether you get the kill or the block.
So we talked a lot about Grohal from the Hawks. Who for the Grenadiers do you think has been their best player thus far?
Well, I mean, Lewis, the middle hitter, he's been just outstanding, kill after kill. And then if you put Sarrett and Lewis in that pack, both middles have done an outstanding job. That's
Look at
out.
that spike. Is it in, though?
No, it was out, but, somebody might think could have been touched on the way out. But it was a nice gap in the block that nobody touched the ball. It went right through there. But, again, I like that Hoffman smacked it hard. You're not going to win high-level games with tipping. Keep hitting. Here's a good server, Worth now.
Worth. Excellent serve. Dug out well by Maxino. Look at Syed again.
Good dig.
Dug out from the back row, now to the front. And dug out that time by the Hawks by Aheda. Now back over to the Grenadiers.
That's too easy. You got to hit it harder than that.
Tapped over the net. Now that's going to be played by the Hawks, and now they got a full head of steam.
Whoops.
But, yep, Syed saying that's on me. I misjudged it.
Yeah, he was trying to tap it and probably mistimed the jump. But, yeah, you got to hit it. Don't try to tap it. It's just too easy. Men's volleyball, boys volleyball, high school volleyball, you want to hit it as hard as you can and hope for a blocker to be in the way and have the ball hit the rafters afterwards. Oh, no. Worth, the good server, missed.
How much more different would volleyball be if they expanded the court a little bit?
Oh, boy, that would be interesting. I played beach volleyball, and they contracted the court a little bit. They felt like 30 foot by 30 foot was too big for 2 people to cover, so they made the sand court like 25 feet by 25 feet. What would happen if you made it bigger? I talk about raising the net, not making the court bigger.
Because the Hawks have had some good spikes, but they've just missed that green line by an inch or 2.
Well, that's easily fixed. You just make a thicker line.
For sure. 15-14 lead right now for the Grenadiers. Hawks trying to win their first set of the season. Also trying to avoid an 0-3 start to the 2022.
Oh, they got an ace there. 15 all.
So I've always wondered this from the coach perspective. Is the ace more on the server or the defender not making a good play to dig that ball out?
Sometimes when it's on the line like that, there's almost nothing you can do. Tipped right over the block. Kwasny again. That's a great question.
I've always wondered that when I've watched you coach. Are you mad at your player for not digging that out, or are you secretly like, well, that was actually a really good serve?
It's kind of both. Sometimes the hit, same thing. When they hit those hits hit those deep corners, there's almost nothing you can do about it. You just try to maximize your odds of winning every point.
The Grenadiers are up by 1. They're going to have to earn it if they want to sweep the Hawks tonight. Look at that spike, somehow blocked well by Roble. Now to the Grenadiers' end.
Boom, another middle attack again from the other middle, Sarrett. So Sarrett and Lewis are just having a field day today. And Magsino's doing a great job at libero for Hoffman. He's keeping him in there. He's doing an excellent job.
17-15 lead now for the Grenadiers.
Then they're using Brandon Ahida as the DS.
McCory will serve.
Oh, that's going to be in. That was behind Ahida. I think Ahida had to get back and get that. So Hoffman has some back row players between Sam Ham, Ahida, and Magsino. They've got some promise back there.
Yeah, they're looking to go 500 on the season. Their wins over Mount Carmel.
Another missed serve.
And they also beat Shepherd.
So Elk Grove has hurt himself a couple times with a couple of missed serves, but still has a 2-point lead. All you got to do is win by 2, so even though it's close and gives coaches heart attacks, they still have control of the game. Gonzalez is in the back row. Grohal coming back in to play front. And Ahida sits out.
Played by Gonzalez. Way too much
not
on
a good time to miss a serve. You're down by 2 late in game 2. You've already lost game 1. Now you're down by a field goal late in game 2.
That one hurt.
Yeah, it did.
Grenadiers have just been the better team today, but too many unforced errors by the Hawks.
Not to be a Delana Heracles fan here, but that was a great time for a timeout. You just made kind of a mistake you ought not be making at 16-18. She's taking time to kind of use it as a teaching moment to say that's just not how we're going to win volleyball games. To your point, they haven't won in 4 sets yet. Now 5 sets in this year, right? And then the team is doing exactly what it takes to make it 6 sets. So I think I like her coaching style already.
This is a young woman that the athletic director, Steve Lackney, is very excited for to have as the head coach of the team. Confident that her vast experience as a player and coach will prove beneficial on the court as we continue to rebuild the Hoffman Estates program. They're thrilled to have her step into this role. She's got a master's degree in English composition from Northeastern Illinois University, bachelor's degree in education from the same institution. Yeah, what really needs to happen is starting at 7th and 8th grade, all the players in the Hoffman Estates area have to go play club. 19-16 the score. Oh, it's going to be an ace. Wow. Sarrett, again, ace. The guy can serve. He can hit from the middle. And that's why you always got to have your hands ready, right, for that type of serve. If you have the hands ready, it's easy for you to dig that one out. Well, it's hard. You're watching the ball hitting the tape, and you kind of think it's not going to dribble over, and it does. And no, that was clearly Grohal's ball, and he's got to see it and get there. Break for the Hawks, but hey, you're up by 4. Maybe you try to do one of those aces that's going to touch the green line. Yeah, Elk Grove shouldn't have let him back in the game, but all right, it did. So you missed your serve, and now you're up by 3. We don't have the DeLorean to go 88 miles per hour, so you're going to have to live with it. Right. Can't dwell in the past. Whoa, another set outside the antenna. Not a good pass. Right. And the set from Worth has gone outside the antenna a couple times for Elk Grove. He seems to set the middle and maybe the right side a little bit better than the outside. It's good that he's got strong hands to get it out there, but maybe just a little bit too far. Maybe a little bit higher and a little bit more on the court would be better. It's good that he's trying to get it out to the antenna, though. Time running out for the Hawks. They're down 21-17. Really need this point. Look at that, but blocked and a point for the Grenadiers. Yeah, the set died a little bit on the vine. So Grohal hit it into the top of the net. Now making it a 5-point lead, 22-17. It's going to be hard to catch up. It's going to be 6 straight, maybe. Good dig, though. Sent up to the front row. Mistimed the jump, 23-17 now. Austin Lee, we haven't heard his name much, just whiffed on the play. He's got good size, 6 foot even. A little bit needs to work on the weight room, though. Only 153 pounds.
What was my playing weight back in high school? 163. So I was a 6'1", 163-pound basketball player when I was a senior in high school.
Glenbrook North, right?
Oh man, I love that school. Yes.
John Shire, the Glenbrook North alum, is now going to be coaching Duke next season.
Yeah. And then Chris Collins is coaching at Northwestern.
And Jason Kipnis went to Glenbrook North.
And of course, in my old days, Doug Rader, Scott Sanderson, and we had Leah Polos from the Olympics.
Very cool.
Yeah. But that was Glenbrook North. Almost the same colors here as Elk Grove. It's green and gold. I think here it's a little bit more yellow than gold.
So how does it work then? Everybody from Glenbrook North lives in Northbrook, and everybody that goes to Glenbrook South lives in Glenview?
I'm sure there's a few exceptions, but I think that's about it, yeah.
Set over the net. 2 more points for the sweep. Good block, and the Grenadiers can't get to it.
Right. Trekasovic with the kill there.
It's going to be an upward climb, though. 23-18. Can they go on a 5-0 run to even up the score?
Yeah, you can't wait anymore. Let's see who's in the front row for Elk Grove. 23 is Geraci. He's had a good day. 19, Roble, considered one of their better players. Both of them are in the front. And, of course, either middle, Lewis or Sarrett. Lewis is in the middle now. It's going to be tough to win this game if you're Hoffman. There's a middle attack. Nice dig, though.
And did somebody touch the net?
No, they're calling a double hit on the setter. I don't like the call, especially when he hasn't made a double hit call the whole day so far. I don't think he should have made that call.
Yeah, it's a break for the Hawks.
Yeah. Elk Grove should have had that point. Well,
again, the ball was still live.
Yeah, it was. So at least a replay. Boom.
How tough?
Nice hit from Roble.
How tough is it to block that ball? It's going at you 50 miles an hour. You got to put 2 hands up. How tough is it to block that ball?
Well, you have to set up in the right position, and you have to penetrate the net and have your hands over on the other side of the net to make that play.
Bump straight up. Last chance for the Hawks.
Oh, and that's
it. The Grenadiers sweep.
Yeah, Syed put that into the net, too. So, again, an error. As we said at the beginning of the game, this is probably going to be a result of errors, not highlight plays, and Hoffman made yet another mistake.
So the Grenadiers get to 500. They beat Shepherd and Mount Carmel. They swept Mount Carmel, actually, 2-0. They swept Shepherd, and now they've swept Hoffman Estates. It's early, Bob, but are you seeing some good things for this Elk Grove team? Maybe they could make some noise in the MSBL?
Yeah, you better believe it, especially with this middle attack. They already evened their record pre all the conference matches, right? They're now 3-3. They have a middle attack. They have a good right side attack. Setting looked good. Libero, we didn't call his name much, right? Kimolan, but he's solid. Yeah, Elk Grove has a chance to do pretty well. They've got the talent there. And, of course, the coach, Windholz, has been there forever. He knows what he's doing.
Well, that does it for our first and hopefully a lot more editions of Elk Grove Television Sports. But for Bob Vilsaway and Scott Mayernick, I'm Kyle Smith signing off. A sweep for the Grenadiers, 25-19 and 25-19 in both sets. We hope to see you next time on EGTV Sports.